Hey trading friends, checking in and doing a trade review of my trade today for Roku. So today is my off day in the sense that I don't do the morning live stream, which normally we start live coverage at 9 a.m., answer questions, go over tickers people have questions about, and that usually makes it so I'm too distracted to trade in the first 15 minutes of trading. So I generally don't do that when I'm live streaming because it's difficult and I like to wait for things to calm down a little bit before I trade while I'm live. But when I'm not live, like this morning, I'm much more comfortable acting right out of the gate, or in this instance, acting pre-market. So I did luck out to a certain degree because I did make an entry before news was released this morning, and my initial entry was 124.70s, and I made that entry in a half position, and my goal was to take that half position. If we open up and see weakness, the hourly RSI was extended to a point, and the 4-hour RSI was extended to a point that I was comfortable beginning to scale in. So worst case scenario, I have an entry at 224.75, let's call it, and I would have entered if we broke the low of 122.25, the low pre-market after the bell rang. I would have made one more entry looking for that oversold bounce. So obviously that didn't happen. I made my half entry. The news came out, so I knew it was going to be a good start to the morning. I patiently waited for the open, and then I sold on the initial spike. I sold in the 130s. So let's call it 130.60 or something along those lines. So then after that sell, we started pulling back. And just looking at the first 5-minute candlesticks on the morning, I said, okay, well, I'm fine making an entry down here and playing off of the low of the day because I just made a $5 gain to the upside, and I will reload that same position, and my risk will be about $1.60. So I re-entered at 128.60s, and at that point, I was planning on using the low of the day as a stop. So again, risking a third, less than a third, probably 30% of my gains on the morning were risked on the second trade. And as soon as we started to see some strength, it showed up as a 2-minute equilibrium. So I said, all right, we got a 2-minute equilibrium, and I'm going to put my stop loss rather than under 127, I'm going to move it up here under 128, just under that level. Why did I do that? Because in my opinion, after that bounce started, if we were going to break 128, we were likely to break the low of the day, so I might as well save $1 of downside. So at that point with my stop loss, my risk was about 70 cents of the $5 gain that I already had. So I patiently waited for the 2-minute equilibrium to play out. We got the bull break. There was definitely a possibility where if I wanted to be aggressive, I would have doubled down on that position on the new high of the day, but not wanting to get back any of the gains from the morning, trying to get too aggressive, I just patiently held my half position that I had from 128.60 and then sold in the 132.60s. So ended up with a total of over a $9 gain on my position, and that ended up being about a 2-day maker. And then from there, just patiently was done. I was just done for the day. And the reason that I was selling into strength rather than letting it play out, number one, I didn't want to sit on my computer and babysit my position all morning. I wanted to go do other things. I had a crypto video to record and all that. And number two, we knew that this bounce was just going to set an hourly lower high, because anything under the high of yesterday, I would consider an hourly lower high. And here we have topped out, and now we're consolidating. It's healthy consolidation. We're looking for an hourly higher low to form. The bulls are going to have to change the 5-minute trend back in their favor with a clear 5-minute higher low and higher high if we're going to be confident our hourly higher low has been established. We're currently at the low of consolidation, so we're not confident that it's been established, but we know it's very likely an hourly higher low compared to the low of the day is going to result. It's going to be the result of this current consolidation. So once I had those 2 trades, I was done. I don't care what Roku does from there. I'm just keeping an eye on it out of curiosity because I'm making this video. But other than that, it's the kind of setup where you make your trades. And let's see, I was out of my second trade by 10 o'clock this morning. So 2-day maker in a half an hour and leaving it at that. I have no interest in making any other trades today, and we'll take it tomorrow with a fresh, clean slate.